Hello everyone, I'll walk you step by step through the process of creating and fully optimizing your listing. This tutorial applies to all Amazon sellers, whether you're using FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBM, Fulfillment by Merchant. I don't have the product physically here, but it doesn't matter if it's overseas, still in production, or already shipping. This listing process remains the same. The first step is to make sure your Amazon Seller Central account is verified and that you can access your Seller Central dashboard. On the home page, go to the left-hand menu, click the drop-down and select Catalog, then Add Products. This takes you to the catalog page where the listing process begins. The interface may change over time, but the core process stays the same. If you're selling an existing product, which is common in online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, or wholesaling, here's what you do. Let's use Rode VideoMic Go 2 as the example. You can type the brand or product name into the search bar. When I enter Rode VideoMic Go 2, I quickly find the exact product. You can click Show Variations if applicable, then select the condition, new or used. Often, especially for major brands like Rode, Sony, or Microsoft, you'll have to apply to sell. This process generally requires proof of purchase like an invoice. Once approved, you can create your offer on that listing. Alternatively, you can use the UPC barcode found on the box. The 12-digit UPC is unique to one product. Entering it directly is usually the best method as it ensures the correct match. If this applies to you, feel free to move on to the part where we begin creating the offer. If you're making a private label listing, return to the catalog and add product screen. Now let's talk about private labeling. This involves taking a generic product, applying your own trademarked brand, and selling it on Amazon. Even if there's a similar design already available, once your brand is applied, it becomes a new item. Instead of searching for your product, select the option, I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. Next, choose your product's category and subcategory. You can browse categories or use the search bar. I searched for golf driver head cover, and Amazon suggested the Sports and Outdoors Golf Accessories Head Covers category, which fits perfectly. Choose the most appropriate category for your product. Now we arrive at the most important section. The Product Identity tab. On the left-hand side, change the view to All Attributes. This includes both required and non-required fields that can still add value to your listing. Fields with a lock icon, like the external product ID, cannot be edited later, so be sure about your entries before continuing. You may also notice that the number and type of tabs vary depending on your product category. Amazon customizes these based on what you're listing. The core process remains the same, but the inputs might differ depending on whether you're selling golf accessories, kitchen tools, or automotive items. Let's move on. The first question is whether your product has variations, different colors, sizes, or styles. For this tutorial, I'll proceed without variations. Next, enter your item name. This is the product title, the first thing customers see besides your image and price. The title should contain strong keywords for SEO, but still be clear and easy to read. For example, my title says, then enter your brand name. If selling an existing product, you'd use the established brand. For private label sellers like myself, you need a registered trademark with Amazon's brand registry. My brand is Vibrate Golf, which I've legally trademarked and registered. If you haven't registered a brand, the only other option is to check the box that says, this product does not have a brand name, which marks it as generic. I only recommend this for seasonal or unbranded wholesale products. For private label items, a brand adds trust and professionalism. Finally, let's talk about external product IDs. Amazon needs a unique product ID like a UPC or GTN. These are obtained through GS1. Previously, people used cheaper third-party barcodes, but Amazon now only accepts GS1 registered ones. If you plan to sell only on Amazon and not in retail or other platforms, you can choose I don't have a product ID, and Amazon will assign an FN SKU to track your product in its fulfillment network. Now that the Product Identity tab is complete, we can continue to the next section, the Vital Info tab, where you'll enter your product description. Amazon now lets you format this like bullet points with separate paragraph blocks. If you have a registered brand and a professional seller account, you can add A+ content, also known as enhanced brand content, to your product description. This feature adds visuals and detailed content to better explain your product's benefits and features. It's free and highly recommended. Next are your bullet points. I suggest adding 5 and keeping each under 200 characters, no more than 2 sentences each. Clear, concise bullet points improve customer readability and retention. Continue scrolling to fill out the other required fields. One is the model name. If your product doesn't have a pre-existing model number, you can create one. I'm using driver head cover. Then enter the manufacturer. If you're sourcing from a supplier like Alibaba, enter their name here. When all required fields are complete, the red exclamation icons will disappear, indicating you're ready to move on. Let's now go to the Offer tab, which has 2 important sections. There are 2 characteristics to consider: the sales price of your product, including any discounts or deals, and the fulfillment type. Fulfillment type refers to whether you're using FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, where Amazon handles shipping and customer service, or FBM, Fulfillment by Merchant, where you handle everything yourself. Let's scroll down to the Fulfillment Channel section in the Offer tab. This is going to be an FBA product, so select Amazon will ship and provide customer service. If you're doing FBM, choose the first option. Scroll back up to the Quantity tab. If you're using FBA, Amazon will check in your inventory and scan each product using the FNKSU label to track how many units you have. If you're doing FBM, you'll manage that manually. Now, let's move on to your price, arguably the most important part of your listing. Customers will use your price to compare with others to determine fairness. On Jungle Scout, go to the Product Research tab and choose the Opportunity Finder tool. Don't worry about all the filters, just use the Include Keywords section and type in your product, such as Golf Driver Head Cover. If no data shows up for that phrase, try simplifying it. For instance, remove driver and search Golf Head Cover. That should yield some niche data. Now you'll see head cover niches. If multiple options appear, look at the search volume and pick the one with the highest value for better accuracy. The first useful stat is the average monthly price, which might be around $33. Next, check the average price trend over the past 1 to 2 years to see price fluctuations. If it's ranged from $24 to $32 during that time, that's a better reference than the single monthly average. This gives a pricing window of $24 to $32. But there's more. Go to Amazon and look through the first page of listings to see what similar products are selling for. This shows a range, and you'll need to decide what's reasonable based on your product's uniqueness and quality. For example, if your head cover is customized but doesn't quite fit premium pricing, a starting price of $25.99 or $24.99 could be appropriate. You can always adjust later based on performance and buyer response. Next is the offering condition. Choose whether your product is new, used, or refurbished. In this case, it's a new product, so just select New. For the list price, enter the same number, $25.99. Then move down to the import designation. Indicate whether the product was imported or made domestically. If it was imported, select that option and the red exclamation point should disappear, meaning the field is properly completed. In the Product Details tab, you'll input specific attributes. Start with the Generic Keywords section. These keywords are not visible to customers, but are used by Amazon's algorithm for product discoverability. Previously, this section was called Search Terms, but it's now Generic Keywords. Avoid using trademarked names like Apple or Nike and don't repeat keywords here. To find suitable keywords, go back to Jungle Scout, go to the Keywords tab and use the Keyword Scout tool. Type in your product, golf driver head cover, and click Search. Make sure your marketplace is set correctly, such as the United States. You can remove filters to see more results. Go through the keyword list and select ones relevant to your product. Aim for about 20 keywords. Avoid ones that don't apply. If yours is a driver head cover, don't include 3-wood head cover. Once you've chosen your keywords, add them to a new list and name it something like driver head cover for future reference. Click to create and add the list. You'll get a message confirming the list was created. From the Keywords tab, go to Keyword Lists and select your list to view all the keywords. Then, download the list as a CSV file and open it in Excel or Numbers. Copy the keywords from the CSV and paste them into the tool at tracemeup.org. This tool removes repeated words, which is important because duplicate keywords reduce efficiency in Amazon's algorithm. Use the Original Order option to keep them in sequence. Lastly, review each keyword to ensure you're not including trademarked brand names and clean up any irrelevant terms. This prepares your keyword list for use in the back end of your product listing. After copying the keywords, the next step is to head over to Amazon Seller Central and paste them into the generic keyword section. While it may seem like a lot of steps for a few keywords, this method is ideal for improving product discoverability. In the required product details, start with the department name, which refers to the target gender. In this case, the product is best categorized as unisex adult, since the driver head cover is designed to fit adult-sized drivers, not youth or infant sizes. Next, select the material. If multiple materials are used, there's an option to add more. In this example, leather is the correct selection. The item type is driver head cover. For color, stick to the primary color, white, even if there are small accents of other colors like gold or brown. When it comes to size, golf driver heads are often measured in cc's, and 460 cc is a common size. Including this detail helps customers understand the product better. The product is not expirable, and under included components, list what's inside the package. Here, it's simply driver head cover only. Then move to the Safety and Compliance tab, which is crucial. This section includes details like country of origin, any warranty info, and important safety information. If a product is for children under 12, a children's product certificate or safety data sheet is required. Similarly, if the item contains hazardous materials or liquids, that must be disclosed. Honesty is key to avoid penalties or removal from the platform. For country of origin, select China. There's no warranty, so enter Not Applicable. No batteries are used and the product doesn't fall under dangerous goods regulations. There's also no liquid content. Enter the item weight here as well, 3.8 ounces in this case. If the product doesn't contain materials like wool, bamboo or fur, select Not Applicable under Fabric Regulations. For choking hazards, if there are no small parts or marbles, choose No Warning Applicable. On the Images tab, it's possible to save the listing without uploading images, but it won't be visible on Amazon until at least one image is added. The main image, often the one with the white background, is subject to strict guidelines. To create it, start by removing the product background using open source software. If the product and background are both white, background removal must be done manually. After that, paste the cutout into Canva and export it as a PNG. Upload this image to Amazon as the main photo. Additional images can be added later, especially after receiving the physical product. Up to 9 images are allowed, and it's best to include a variety once available. The Shipping tab is next. Input the item dimensions without packaging. Then input the package dimensions, including the product inside a clear polybag. The package weight, which includes both the product and the bag, is 4.5 ounces. For number of boxes, use 1 for small items like this. Once all required fields are completed, check for any red exclamation marks at the top. These must be resolved before saving. Before finishing, review the Variations tab. If offering different product versions, such as a different color, select Color as the variation type. For example, a blue version can be added alongside the white one. Input the offering condition, price, and quantity. Amazon now simplifies this process significantly. Click Save and Finish when everything is done. The listing may take up to 30 minutes, sometimes a few hours, to go live and appear in Manage Inventory. This is the full process for creating an optimized Amazon listing without variations. And for those looking to expand beyond Amazon and build a branded online store, Shopify is a powerful option. It's beginner-friendly, packed with features, and perfect for creating a professional storefront. Use the link in the description to try Shopify for just $1 and start building a business that's truly owned and controlled.